If you're choosing MICA, you have a conviction of getting into marketing, communication, because that's what we do.
What is unique about the entire MICA experience and the teaching methodology here?
One core thing that defines MICA very distinctly is this push to be creative, is this real deep belief that each one of us have the potential.
School of Management and School of Applied Creativity. So what's the distinction between the two?
It's not like two disparate things. This is both business.
Right.
One domain is intrinsically a creative domain. One domain is intrinsically a hardcore business domain approached creatively.
Integration of AI in classrooms so that students are ready for what is going to happen.
We've been thinking and working with AI for the last 2 years, actively, and experimenting with it for the last 4 years. It's part of our curriculum, it's part of our pedagogy, it's part of our evaluation.
Hi students, so we are at the beautiful MICA campus and today we are joined by Dr. Ruchi, and Dr. Ruchi is going to share a lot about MICA, the entire academic journey of students, and of course she has a lot of experience in terms of industry as well as academia, and we are going to have a very enriching conversation with her. So thank you so much ma'am for taking out time.
Welcome, thank you, and welcome to MICA campus. Just as you mentioned, it is a beautiful campus, so welcome.
So, ma'am, I want to start with your background. So, I saw that you've done your MA in English Literature.
Yes.
And from there on, you moved to academics. You worked in the corporate sector as well.
Yes.
So, what was your journey like over the last 25 years?
So, well, yes, as you mentioned, I have a master's in literature and I also have an MPhil in English Literature. So, I come from pure arts and humanities background, and I started to teach communication, which is the most applied form of literature. And this was at a time when being interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary wasn't, these weren't the buzzwords, but there's a natural alignment that you have with it. And that's how when I began to teach communication, I did my PhD also in communication. And then since then, it's been about 2.5 decades I've been publishing, reading, writing, all in the domains of communication, which from my perspective is applied literature. Applied understanding of what human beings are, how do we perceive the world, how do we respond to the world, and that's what you see in management that pans out as sometimes consumer behavior, sometimes research methods where you're just gathering insights, which is about understanding how we as human beings behave. So that's how it's been.
Okay, and what are the subjects you teach at MICA?
So at MICA, I've been, like I mentioned, forever been teaching communication, but in most other B schools, you will see communication as business communication, managerial communication. But because at MICA, we are a hardcore communication focused school, we have subjects like strategic communication, which is a definitely complete applied understanding of communication, not skill-based, but understanding-based. So currently, I'm teaching courses on strategic communication. We also have a course on critical thinking, which is like the engine to every other facet of human activity. So I teach a course on critical thinking, data-based storytelling, and strategic communication. There's one more course, and it's a beautiful course, which is called Human Skills in Business Consulting. So we just don't teach the mechanics of consulting, but it is about how do you as a consultant grow and groove and groom. The course deals with that.
Okay. And so when you said the courses are slightly different, right, compared to other B school in terms of communication. Now because there's another school, so School of Management and School of Applied Creativity. So what's the distinction between the two? And when you created these programs, what was the thought process behind it?
So yeah, School of Management and School of Applied Creativity, as you say, it's not like two disparate things. These are intrinsically connected, and therefore your question is valid. How are they different? MICA's forever pitched around creativity. Every program, every offering, every hiring on campus ensures that the key grain, which is creativity, is central, and it is there. In School of Management, we run these 3 programs, which is PGDMC, which is Postgraduate Diploma in Communication, PGDM, Postgraduate Diploma in Management, and of course the FPM, which is our doctoral program. All of these programs are aimed at business, within business, marketing and communication, within marketing and communication, hyper focused upon the PGDMC, aims at product, brand and customer.
Okay.
Within business, within marketing, product, brand and customer is what we look at. The PGDM looks at industries which have applied AI, which looks at consulting as the core. But all of this across is woven through creativity. If you're doing a course like product development, how do you develop a product? How do you approach the market? How do you approach a customer? How do you understand a customer? Is through a creative lens, because every solution has to be contextual and culturally sensitive. Now, these aspects in the School of Management is unique to MICA. There is no other B school that I can assure you does this so intrinsically, like it's organically there, right? But you notice I'm talking of adding a business value. Now here it is translating that business value into products and services. So the School of Applied Creativity has two programs, which is CCC, Crafting Creative Communication, and Content and Creator Economy. What are we doing there, therefore? We are working hard to say, how do influencers work? How do I monetize my content? So how do I develop content and how do I monetize that content? How do I write a good art copy? How do I become a good art director?
Right.
So advertising and marketing communication is the world that this deals in. Here I told you product, customer, brand, applied AI and consulting. Here I'm saying advertising, social media, influencers. So do you notice this is both business?
Right.
One domain is intrinsically a creative domain. One domain is intrinsically a hardcore business domain approached creatively. This is a creative domain approached from a business lens. So what is central and what is periphery, that swaps positions,
Right.
but those two remain intrinsic.
Okay.
Right?
So, ma'am, for students, right, because they are at that age where for a lot of them making that choice that whether I want to be on this side or that side, they're not very clear about it. So when students are now, some of them will be appearing for MICAT II, and they must be thinking, should I apply for, say, the program offered by School of Management or by Applied Creativity? How do they make that choice?
Okay. Clearly, if you are confused, and it's fine to be confused at this age, like you mentioned, you could likely be, you want to take a safe bet, you are willing to invest longer time to figure out what do you want to do. You don't want to risk everything all out. And when I'm saying risk, you really don't see the gumption to be able to go out and try, take a safer option. It is still with a higher conviction if you're choosing MICA, because this is distinct that if you're choosing MICA, you have a conviction of getting into marketing, communication, working with applied AI, working with consulting, working with advertising, marketing, communication, because that's what we do. We've been doing it for like forever and confident that we do a brilliant job there. So clearly you are confident of getting into it, but yet you are not sure if you want to get into social media. You're not sure that you want to get into advertising and PR. Look at the School of Management, right? Why is it a safer and a more predictable bet? CAT, XAT, GMAT, you've done. So part of your MICAT is covered. MICAT is an extension of that with better things, School of Management. But you're saying, I only want to give myself 1 year. I only want to put in lesser money. I'm very convinced that I want to be in MICA. I'm sure I have the creative edge and I'm willing to get on my feet and work and work and work and get my portfolio out and get a job. School of Applied Creativity is for you.
Okay.
So it's relatively a simpler choice. Third option, you're still confused, please reach out to us. We are like one of the most accessible B schools in the world. Happy to talk to whoever is a little lost, share my views, help them make a decision, but it's primarily at the end of the day, your decision.
Okay. And based on the conversation that we had, I want to pick on two things. The first and the second, the first kind of leads to the second. The first is regarding, you taught at other B schools as well. What is unique about the entire MICA experience and the teaching methodology here?
Okay. So I've taught, like my profile you would have read, I've done a couple of courses at IIM Ahmedabad, I've taught at IIM Rohtak, I've taught at EDIs and several other schools as well. The one core thing, and I'll get back to what I've been saying for a long while, the one core thing that defines MICA very distinctly is this push to be creative, is this real deep belief that each one of us have the potential. It is not necessary that you have to be an engineer to do well in AI. No. It's not necessary that you have to be a arts and humanities person to do well in creativity. So this openness of ideas and this openness, this willingness to explore, to try out, to give it my best shot and come out with my best version is core to MICA. And it is that which is immensely confidence giving to every stakeholder at MICA. And I'm talking as a faculty, I'm also talking as a student. Every student, and you can go around and check with any student, figures out a lot of things about themselves. So this whole transformative journey that happens over a period of 2 years in one case and 1 year in the other is central to, I can tell you, about 95% students who come here. The cohort that you meet is very unique. The campus itself allows you deep spaces of going into your own self and saying, is that what I want to do? And if this is what I want to do, can I garner the confidence? I can be 100% sure that you will come out with an answer. What all of us do is facilitate you in getting those answers. So that's one very unique place. MICA is 100% safe place to be in. And when I say safe, I mean openness to something that you've always thought, I don't know whether it's the right thing to do. Sometimes just hugely doubted yourself. This is the place that you go out and you really go out and you experiment and you're like, I've done like a phenomenal job. My last example, Neil Goplani, who got into the Tata Challenge, he becomes a part of the last 10 in 3 lakh student, doesn't come from the central and the mainstream celebrated schools. He comes from a B or a C tier town literally. But it's here that he gets the group, that he gets the support. We're a small school, we nurture, and we don't say that we connect with our students, we act it out. The pedagogy supports you to go out, try, experiment and fall without having to judge you to say you're no good. It gives you the opportunity to spring back. Yes. The tutorials that the faculties do, the mentoring that the faculties do, and beyond and above everything, literally every faculty, including the director, has an open door policy. You come in, walk in. It's a heavily student-driven institution, so we don't impose rules. We come together to create policies that help us do better. Because at the end of the day, as an institution, our policies are drawn to get the best of the students. Right. And if that's not happening, it's a failure. So the student committees, I mean, you name it. Just the large, just from the physical to the cognitive to the affective, everything about the place is an open space where you place yourself in the center. In fact, I can tell you that literally every student feels seen and heard here. That's the core to confidence that comes to the student. So you may come in as very naive, but you go out as very learnt about your own self. And as an educator, it's my firm belief that each one of us as an adult have potential. We just need the environment to find the best, and MICA does that.
Okay. So my second question was going to be, and you use the word AI also a lot, and we see the domain of marketing, advertising, communication changing because of AI.
Okay. Yeah.
So where do you see this is headed, number one? And two is, how is MICA, what sort of changes you are making in the curriculum
Okay.
or integration of AI in classrooms so that
Mhm.
students are ready for what is going to happen?
Okay. So you asked two questions. Where is this headed, this whole AI? I don't have a crystal ball, I don't have an answer, but I can definitely tell you it is disruptive. It's going to be looking at whole business of marketing and communication very, very differently. But the great confidence that we have is we are right there. We recently concluded a large masterclass with leading 10 CHROs from the country sitting with us. We deliberated, and each one of them got back saying, your students seem very prepared with where it is. This doesn't come naturally. We've been thinking and working with AI for the last 2 years, actively, and experimenting with it for the last 4 years. I am, along with a lot of my faculties, and I'm talking on behalf of a large part of us, we've been carrying AI to class. It's part of our curriculum, it's part of our pedagogy, it's part of our evaluation. My own evaluation, and I'm talking primarily on my behalf, has an AI output that I give to my students and say, just better this, and that's how I will give you your grades. Ranging from there to have complete courses, all courses have 10% AI embedded.
Oh.
Faculties coming from the industry, primarily singularly doing AI. We are led by a director who understands technology, marketing, communication, and business inward and backward. We recently concluded a summit, Responsible AI. Centers like CDMC that we have on campus are embedded into AI, responsible AI. So it's not a seasoning that we have, but it's the part of the main pie. So your pie is AI today, and you are pivoting around AI. So we are looking at things given that it is there, not dismissive, not quizzical. It's a reality,
Right.
and it's beautifully embraced. It's part of our life now. So, I mean, you and I, we all live with it, and so do students, so do faculty, so do policies, so does the campus. So it's part and integrated into our system. It's core to us.
And ma'am, as we conclude, just wanted to ask you for any advice that you have to students who are watching this. Some of them may have decided that they want to join MICA, they see themselves there. Some of them on the fence, should I do it, should I not do it? So what would be your advice?
You forgot the third category. Some are sure they don't want to do MICA. If you're sure you don't want to do MICA, please reach out. We'd love to talk to you to figure out why. That's one very important thing. Those on the fence, I will still say, you are not getting admission. You're only walking the journey to see, can you make it? You only decide if you can or you don't want to once you've converted, because MICAT itself is a beautiful test to take. And I wish I could just have it available to so many more students. So write the exam and then decide whether you want to do it or you don't want to do it. So my appeal is apply for MICAT. Applying for MICAT is not a guarantee that you will get in, because our turnaround rate of the ones who can make it is really small. The ones who are sure, work harder, reach out. Please let us know how can we help you. We'd love to do that. We've got partners like you around. Happy to work with you. All the very best. For the ones on the fence, to please apply. For the ones who are sure, make it early, prep well, and looking forward to seeing a lot of you around here.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time. Really appreciate it. Got to learn a lot about MICA through this conversation. And I'm sure our students also benefited because of this.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Complete pleasure. Please keep visiting. Enjoy Chota.
Sure.
Enjoy the campus and have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you.